Welcome to Good Life TV NG. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to get all updates. On our today's news, Daniel Bwala of the PDP, in a recent interview with Arise News, he had this to say that he will be leaving the PDP by 2027. Here is the video with good reasons though.
For more on this, I'm joined now on the line from London by the lawyer and newly independent politician, Daniel Bwala. Daniel, good to see you, mate.
Thank you for having me.
You look like you look very relaxed. Your face looks very comfortable. Obviously, the stresses of Nigerian politics seem to be far away. But let me start by asking you about your contention, which is that elections are over, but the PDP is still stuck in that traffic jam and has not made the transition into a formal opposition by way of intervening in any policy issue of the government. Tell us more about that.
Right. So my comment was designed actually to wake the giant in PDP and not necessarily to condemn PDP. And when I speak of PDP not putting up the position of an opposition party, the reference is not to every member of PDP, because I said it that there are patriotic Nigerians across all platforms that are committed to holding government to account, to playing their part to ensure that the democracy thrives, but under the atmosphere where there is expression of thought and opinion regarding the way government runs the affairs of government. And so, but the reference to PDP, whenever I say PDP are not putting up the position of an opposition, is to the National Working Committee of the party. You see, because this is the organ of the party. It is the structure that runs the day-to-day activities of the party. It is the structure that consists of specialized people. So, for example, you could have the national chairman, you have the secretary, organizing secretary, you have the publicity secretary. These are individuals that run the party. And so they are supposed to, immediately after election, to take the position of a shadow government, like the way you find it in the United Kingdom, where you interrogate every bit of the policy of the government with a view to push this government to the limit so they can bring out their best. Because the whole idea of democracy is not that because we're opposition, we're wishing for the governing party to fail. No, but it is that on all issues, that we all went to campaign and canvass and ask the Nigerian people to vote us. Now, this governing party is in power, but our role is on every policy issue of this government, we offer our own perspective. Now, there could be instances where the activities of this government may align with some of the things we say we would do. Like I gave an example some times back, the removal of subsidy is one area that we all agreed we were going to remove. The modality for the removal is where we differ. They removed it before they provided the platform that will cushion the effect. In our own, we said that the subsidy removal would be in phases. In fact, Atiku Abubakar then made the case that even when he was vice president, that was their implementation strategy. So as an opposition party, I expect that the party will constantly be engaging on policy issue. Unfortunately, and quite frankly, I am not particularly in this scenario blaming the National Working Committee. Of course, they cannot go scot-free because I have not seen effectiveness and efficiency in providing that. But the worst of it, Mr. Charles, is the conduct of the man that is purported to be the chairman of the Committee of Governors of the party, who is supposed to be the arrowhead of the leadership of the party that will begin to cause a social re-engineering of the party as we look towards the 2027. Now he is all over the place. Wherever you see Tinubu, you see him there. The other time he visited the villa and he was making an outlandish claim on behalf of the governors that were later proven to be false. Secondly, we don't know whether he is enamored by his desire to retain power and not lose election tribunal case, or that the previous corruption case or whatever it is that has compromised him. But most of the comments he made from the villa are comments that are abhorrent and disgusting to an opposition party, because he said that the governing party is absolutely perfect in the way they are doing things. He even made the claim that the president is so perfect that he did not allow them to lose their respective election petition, but has in fact allowed them all to win, as though it is the president that determines the outcome of election tribunal. So when a political party is talking this way, and when you have some elements in the party who are secretly working against the candidate of the party, Atiku, whom I believe is the only realistic hope for PDP to attain to the position of the villa. Now, once they began their conspiracy, I formed the opinion that the party has lost its focus, and it will take a coalition of political parties, as was rightly captured by Atiku Abubakar, to be able to unseat this government.
Right. Well, let me just come in there, because I'm wondering whether what you're saying is the reason why you described the PDP as a subsidiary of the APC, and you suggested that you can't belong to such a subsidiary, especially after you had already left the parent company, which is the APC.
One of the stakeholders in the PDP is Governor Wike, former governor of Rivers State. He is not only a minister in the current government, but he's assiduously working in favor of what we from our end call the opposition, which is the governing party, against the interests of the party on all issues and in all matters. One. Two, unfortunately, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum also went to Villa. As soon as Atiku Abubakar did the World Press Conference and said he's going nowhere, that was when this chairman of the Governors Forum went to Villa, and from there he has been pursuing and following the president wherever president goes to. Unfortunately for them, Tinubu is not stupid. The president is an ousted politician, and some of them are thinking we will just begin to go there and begin to use them in order to frustrate Atiku. Then we will come back, take off the structure, and then run against Tinubu. It is like an antelope in the den of lion trying to play smartness. The quietness of the lion or the smile of the lion is not suggestion or suggestive proof of ignorance. It is a calculated move to ensure that the antelope position themselves so the lion can have a well-orchestrated dinner, and they don't know. And so I feel that is disgusting. That is not where I can belong to. Now, if these individuals are being manipulated by APC, then inadvertently, they are surrendering PDP to APC as though PDP is a subsidiary company of the parent company APC. And I said, how can I leave a parent company and then come and belong to a subsidiary company?
Barrister Daniel Bwala have said a lot and what he feels about it. So my question is that, is Daniel Bwala, are you still an active member of the PDP or not?
I am an active member of PDP, but I am an independent by thought and expression.
Well, obviously, everybody has independent thoughts. That's not really the issue. The issue is that you described yourself as an independent politician. I mean, what does that mean in the context of the PDP?
Let me give you the marked difference, Mr. Charles. If I am an independent politician, it means I can hold thought and express it, even if the thought contravenes the rules, constitution, and regulation of PDP. But if I am a religiously committed PDP member, I am bound by the tenets, by the constitution, by the rules and regulation of PDP. But because we are entering into governance, I don't want my thought and my expression to be limited to partisanship. I want it to be judged and considered on the basis of governance. It means there could be time when, if the governing party does what is right, I should hold the freedom to say what they have done is right. And if my party does what is wrong, I should be able to say what my party is doing is wrong. Now, in America, just yesterday, Joe Manchin said that he considered himself as an independent and no longer a Democrat. Senator Bernie Sanders, immediately after the election and Biden became the president, he said he considered himself as an independent. Once you position yourself as independent, it means you have freed yourself from the entanglement and encumbrance that is associated with the do's and don'ts of a political party.
Right. I think I'm starting to understand what you're saying, but have you had overtures from the APC, which is your former party, trying to bring you back into the fold? Because I've heard a number of people interviewing you and asking you the same question, and you're giving a fairly circumspect answer.
That is because the question requires a circumspect answer. There has always been interest. There would always be interest. If you leave a place you were useful to another place, as long as you are not a curse to that place or organization or political party, they would always want you back. What is important is, have I agreed, or have I gone yet, or am I moving there? And that is the fact of the issue. Now, I don't want to unnecessarily, in my view, begin to create certain thoughts that are non-existent just because I said I want to be considered as an independent politician. For 8 years that I've been in APC, one of the cardinal, and you can judge me by history, one of the cardinal philosophy upon which I stood was that I was free enough to criticize President Buhari when I feel that the policy of President Buhari was wrong, or that the policies were not consistent with ideals and reality. I prefer a kind of political independence that will permit you to free yourself enough to do what you think is right. Now, just because you say you are an independent politician does not mean you've left the party that you belong to. Not at all. But what it means is that you have freed yourself from liability, so that I don't say something and the party sits tomorrow and now say that we are suspending you, or we are taking certain measures against you for saying anything that is
right. I understand that. Very quickly, we've got less than a minute left. What about the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar? I mean, are you still his spokesman, or has that relationship gone a bit sour? I mean, are you still in his camp?
I am not his spokesman, because the spokesman was for presidential election and the elections have been conducted. But I am loyal to him 110%. I'm committed to his cause 110%. I hold this I hold this strong belief that if PDP does not have Atiku Abubakar as a presidential candidate in the future election, PDP will not go anywhere. In the whole of this country, there are two politicians now: the president who is sitting, and Atiku Abubakar. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will tell you, if he's going to have a sleepless night ahead of 2027, it will be because of Atiku, and not these other elements that are already, in fact, in the camp of PDP. So my commitment and loyalty to Atiku is very resolute, and I supported PDP. Let me put it this way so it can be clear. I supported him in the candidacy of Atiku Abubakar. If Atiku is not in the picture for 2027, count me out of PDP. I think that is the most simplified way to say it.
Okay. I want to thank you very much indeed, Daniel. And of course, there are some people who would disagree with what you said. They believe it's a free...
Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and stay on our channel to get all updates and be the first to get notified in the future. Thanks for